Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not. If you're not familiar with this channel, what we do here is review pretty much everything and anything. And so for today's episode, we're going to be focusing on the Burt's Bees Pink Grapefruit Moisturizing Lip Balm. So we're going to be going over this specific chapstick for Burt's Bees, and we're also going to be talking about different criteria that decides whether a chapstick is good or not. And we're just going to be giving you some tips and tricks to choosing a good chapstick, and so that you can always have the best chapstick at hand. To start off, I will give you a quick visual of the chapstick up close and personal so you can be familiar with the packaging and everything that we're going to be discussing later. Alright, so that was a quick visual of the chapstick up close to see what it looks like, and so that'll help you out later when we're actually discussing the specific criteria. So like I mentioned, everything and anything has specific criteria that'll make it either really good or that will decide if it's really not good. So for chapstick in specific, there's three main criteria that we're going to be talking about today. So first we have the flavor of the chapstick, and if you're familiar with chapstick at all, you know that there are hundreds and hundreds of different flavors of chapstick, and some work and some just simply don't. And secondly, we're going to be talking about the availability of the chapstick, and that'll break down into its two little subcategories, and we'll just get into that later. Third, we have packaging, and again, that'll go into its own separate kind of category, and so we'll just get into that as we're walking through it. To start off, I think that this specific flavor is phenomenal. One thing that is very well known about Burt's Bees is that it is, like I mentioned at the very beginning, it's an all-natural brand. And so that'll help most of the chapsticks in order to actually succeed and excel in this specific category, is the naturalness of the flavor. I have with me some other chapsticks from the chapstick brand, which I actually really do enjoy, but I'm going to be using them as an example. For example, the chapstick brand Vanilla Latte is something that is just simply, it doesn't work because the flavor is something that just, you can't really turn that into a chapstick. It just doesn't work very well. However, there are other flavors that do work from other brands, like for example from chapstick brand again, we have Aloha Coconut, and that's a flavor that is really tropical and it works really well for almost every season. But what makes this specific chapstick stand out is the naturalness and the realness of the flavor. Regardless if you like pink grapefruit or not, the simple fact that it is an all-natural is really refreshing compared to a variety of other flavors. Burt's Bees is known for making these all-natural flavors, and although that does sound very good, sometimes it just simply doesn't work. For example, this flavor of the Burt's Bees brand chapstick, which is ginger lime, it just doesn't work. This is because since it is a real all-natural brand, that can lead to unappealing realistic flavors like that of ginger and lime combined, and it really doesn't work. And so for that reason is why this specific one stands out from not just Burt's Bees in general, but from other chapstick brands. Next, we have availability. And for availability, I'm not only talking about how often you can get it, but I'm also talking about how financially available is it to everyone. So to jump in straight into the price of it. So Burt's Bees chapsticks and lip balms actually range from a variety of anywhere from $2.99 until $4.50. This specific one I bought in Brookshire Brothers, which is a local store pretty much everywhere, especially in rural Texas, and it was about $3.25. You can also find every single flavor of chapstick in any Target or Walmart, and I think there it brings down this specific price to about $3. Now, compared to other chapstick that I mentioned, like for example, Chapstick brand has the average price for the chapsticks of about $1. Just comparing those two chapsticks, you can see how bad the difference is in price, and that might scare you away from this chapstick. But now let's actually compare it to other chapsticks. For example, Vaseline lip balm has been well known to be very expensive. Well, not expensive in general, but expensive for something for your lips. This specific one costs anywhere from $4.50 to $6 depending on where you buy it. And obviously that is a horrible price difference for any chapstick. However, I think for what this chapstick has to offer, I think that $3 is a very good price for this chapstick, especially seeing how it's not only really easy on the lips and it helps your lips in general, but also for the fact that it's all natural and that you are actually getting what you're paying for. And so for availability, as in how often you can get it, I think that it is a very available chapstick. You can get it in Brookshire's, is where I usually get my chapsticks. You can also find this chapstick in Walmart and Target, like I mentioned earlier, and of course you can also buy it from Amazon or anywhere else where that sells chapstick. But for that reason, I think that it is a very available chapstick and that it's really good for what it has to offer. Like I always go back to, the Chapstick brand chapstick obviously is absolutely anywhere and everywhere. Any gas station, any Dollar General, any Family Dollar, any store, it's always there. But even though it's a lot more accessible than this specific chapstick, I think this one is worth it because of what it has to offer in the end. So next we'll talk about the packaging of the chapstick. So like you already saw, it has very nice packaging, and I think, in my personal opinion, it is very attractive and it's a very elegant chapstick. So let me bring out all of these little chapsticks that I have in front of me. For example, the Chapstick brand tends to do more of a curved top to their chapsticks, and also a white cap instead of the colored cap. As you can see right here, it has the flavor and the color of the tube on there, and it has the white bottom turn and then the white top as well. And I think that the tube packaging is better than other options such as Vaseline that is in a little tub that you have to put your finger in it. And for example, like other smaller brands like Soft Lips, which I actually really do like, it's very thin, and so when you're putting it on, you find that you're going to take longer to put it on since it's smaller compared to bigger tubes like Burt's Bees, which is a lot bigger. And so Burt's Bees tends to do that with all of its chapstick. For example, like I already mentioned, the Ginger Lime, it has the colored line in the tube packaging in the paper, and it also has the colored top. And I think that works well with almost every single chapstick, as you can see right here with Coconut Pear, which I really recommend as well. Other tubes, like one I don't have in front of me, but Chapstick brand Total Hydration series is also a tube that is also a tube. It has really nice packaging, but the thing about that one is that it's really bulky and it's big. And so when you take convenience into hand, then that's when you see this tube really excel. Like chapstick also, it's small, so you can take it anywhere. It's not weirdly long like other chapsticks, and it's not just a little clump of just something in your pocket that will bother you. Alright, so with that being said, I showed you why this specific chapstick is phenomenal overall in all three of the categories mentioned, of that being the packaging, the availability, and the flavors of it. And so now I'll walk you through some quick tips that will make sure that you always have the best chapstick available for you. So the very first thing is that make sure that you have a flavor that you enjoy. Like I already mentioned, the flavor for this specific chapstick, which is Ginger Lime, is just something that I don't like. Now, if you are someone that enjoys ginger, like you enjoy ginger tea or something like that, this will be a chapstick that you really enjoy. But if you know that you are not really attracted to a certain flavor, don't waste your money and buy it. It'll just sit there in a drawer and you won't ever use it, and it'll just be a waste of money. So make sure that you have a chapstick flavor that you really enjoy. So another one is that if you are someone that has sensitive lips, think about investing in a chapstick that has SPF. For example, like I mentioned, this Soft Lips chapstick is one that I really do enjoy. And for part of the reason why is because it has 20 SPF. And since your lips are the most vulnerable part of your entire body, it's really important that you do take care of it. So if you're someone that goes outside and does get like pretty easily dry lips, make sure that you do have SPF on your chapstick. It'll really help out and you will see the difference for it. So third is to make sure that always have chapstick available with you. It'll not only show a little sign of preparedness, but it'll also make sure that you are never crusty and you never have bad lips. All in all, I hope that this review really helped. I hope that you take that criteria into looking at your own chapstick and possibly consider buying new chapstick because of that. And just make sure that your lips need to be taken care of. And so if you're looking for that and you're looking for a good flavor, for something that's always there, something that looks nice as well, I recommend this chapstick.